All right, we're going to get started here in a minute or so while other people are still trickling in. But we should be almost ready to go. All right, everybody. First and foremost, I want to thank everybody for joining today, whether you are a current customer of Lightspeed Voice or checking us out for the first time. I hope everybody finds this beneficial. We also do have a live chat throughout the entire webinar. It's going to be run by my colleague, Alexis. So if you have any questions, enter them in there. I should be able to answer anything that might come up kind of throughout. But let's get started. So Lightspeed Solutions and Lightspeed Voice. So essentially, HawkSoft has been a great partner of ours kind of throughout my time here. So just kind of a little bit about us. My name is Casey Cooney. I'm going to be running the webinar today. I'm a regional account manager. I've been here for a little over 6 years. I've been working in the insurance world for roughly 8.5 now. Basically my entire life's post-college. But today, what we're going to do is we're going to talk a little bit about who we are, our different products, which is going to be Lightspeed Voice and Lightspeed Solutions, as well as Nova, our transcription product, how that makes your life a little bit easier. And then obviously the HawkSoft integration, which is first and foremost kind of paramount to our partnership. So kicking us off, kind of about who we are and what we do. If you don't know anything about us, basically we were founded in 2009 by a tech guru who is still our CEO, as well as his brother who is based in the insurance world as well. So kind of throughout our roughly 16 years in business, our number one industries have been typically insurance related. Okay, it's not to say we don't do other things, but we have basically been one of the leading voice over IP as well as MSP companies inside of the insurance world, basically since the beginning. We have customers in all 50 states, and a little bit of our background. We were started as actually a managed service provider, went into VoIP around 2009. I personally use Lightspeed when I was working in the insurance world. That was kind of the only thing that we did for a while and is still our flagship product. And then obviously moving into 2023, talking about some managed service stuff, as well as releasing our AI Nova tool, which I'm going to get into here in a few minutes. So.
Yeah, but your screen isn't moving for them.
Oh. Sorry about that, folks.
Can you just do this? No. Click on that.
This one?
Yeah. No, because it's not showing me. I'm sorry.
Okay.
Just stay on this.
Okay. So what we're going to do is we're just going to kind of stay on here, I guess, for a little bit of technical difficulties. I will try to enhance this a little bit. So essentially kind of why us, right, in the insurance world. So basically, throughout our entire time period, our idea is based upon three things and kind of why, current customers use us and why people, you know, continue to stay with us. We have over a 90% retention rate. So number one is the reliability of service. Okay. If we didn't, kind of talk about everything throughout our time here at Lightspeed Voice, our number one thing is we want it to work, right? 99.999% uptime and reliability. That's ultimately what we strive for. Okay. Number two, tools that are geared towards use. So as we kind of go through everything, AI transcriptions, managed service stuff, as well as the ability to tailor-made a solution that actually fits all of the agencies that we currently have, roughly 3,500 across all 50 states. That is extremely important. And then also our bread and butter, which is our customer service. Okay. The customer service aspect is what sets us apart from a lot of other companies, as I'm sure a lot of people in here are aware of. US based, English is the first language, non-script readers that are able to make sure that you have a service that actually works for you. Okay. So as we cycle on here, an overview of kind of what we offer. Okay. The two separate things that we're going to talk about today. Number one is Lightspeed Voice. Okay. Probably what most people are used to hearing about. Okay. But also alongside of that is our Nova AI. All right. So what that does is it provides smart summaries as well as the ability to keyword search, as well as provide sentiments or call analysis throughout the call. And that is going to be something that is dynamic throughout the entire call period. So for example, a call might start off poorly, especially if someone is frustrated with their current insurance provider. And as the call goes on, it gets more positive because they like the product that you provide, right? So kind of having that dynamic ability there is going to be important, as well as the ability to call, text, email, being able to provide call recordings in case of errors and omissions claims, and the ability to put the call summaries directly inside of HawkSoft, which is big because your people won't want to take notes, as well as the Lightspeed Solutions sides of things. Okay, so for what that means for you, essentially an all-in-one managed service provider, basically taking care of phones, device, and machine security, and essentially anything you can think of outside of internet. Okay, so training, managing the devices, Microsoft Office, VPNs, you name it, we can do it from our service. So that leads me into our next slide here, which is Nova transcription. Okay, so what Nova has done has allowed our clients to essentially better focus on serving clients and less on the entire note-taking process, if you will. Because if you think about an average insurance call lasts somewhere between 5 and 15 minutes, the amount of note time post-call can be high, right? What Nova wants to do is do a full transcription of the call so that you can not only keyword search for compliance reasons, but also for coaching reasons. Okay. So, for example, did someone mention an umbrella policy? Did they mention life and health? If they mentioned a basement inside of their home, did the agent mention water backup coverage? Little things like this. You can do keyword searches to make sure that people are responding well to scripts at hand, and also making sure that they are taking care of a customer's needs. Okay, number two is going to be the actual summary of the call, which is not to belittle anything else, what I consider to be the most important portion of the transcription, because what it will do is it will create a 2 to 6 sentence call summary with clear overviews of what has occurred. Okay. Agent said X, customer said Y, right? And what we'll kind of see is it will flow directly into HawkSoft to reduce the actual manual tasks, edits, and that time consuming portion, if it's even done at all, because I know some sales and service people have had issues entering notes in the past, as well as being able to mitigate different risks and help protect against errors and omissions claims. Okay, so what Nova is trying to do as an AI tool is it wants to make sure that your people not only save time, but also protect your agency as a whole. Okay. And not only that, in 2025, Nova actually won the Artificial Intelligence Excellence Award in the insurance field. Okay. So huge deal, works great. And essentially will not only do all of those different things, but also has a built-in personal identification, um, privacy, and making sure that all of your people's sensitive information stays secured, i.e., if you need socias, you need card numbers, you need anything that might be considered to be deemed sensitive information, can be automatically redacted kind of throughout the entire process, which is big, right? Because ultimately, as we kind of flow back, we want to make sure that we capture the most important portions of a call throughout the summaries, analysis, as well as being able to transcribe and make sure that the calls are handled correctly. But we don't want the things that should stay private inside of our system. Okay, so ultimately, not only is it compliant, it also works extremely well. Okay, and not only that, we also offer the Nova transcription as well as the integrations, which most people have seen through your normal desktop phone, through the computer-based application, as well as an in-browser soft phone, as well as what you're seeing right now on your screen, our mobile application. Okay, not only can you make and receive calls, transfer calls, see who's on the phone directly from the phone itself, but you can also text, email, and also be able to save contacts and have them sync directly from Lightspeed mobile app, and anywhere that you would need to have it done. Okay, so whether you're kind of a newer school agent where it's like, I just want the mobile application on my phone because I'm running around and meeting clients, or if you're an older school agency who wants to basically have their desktop phone because that's the way that you've done it for 25 years, the call summaries, the solutions with the managed service provider, all of that stuff can be done any way you want to use Lightspeed Voice. Okay, so moving on to how this works with HawkSoft. Okay, our HawkSoft integration videos can also be found on our YouTube page, if you'd like, as well as there's a link at the end of the presentation with this, but kind of going through what it looks like. So for some of you that are already using Lightspeed Voice, instant call pops, essentially when a customer calls in, it will automatically identify the person calling in and will display on their screen the client's information so that you don't have to go searching for a person's policy number. You know immediately who you're on the phone with, as well as on an internal transfer, you'll be able to send the customer over without sending over a super long chat. Hey, I have XYZ. This is their policy number. This is what we spoke about. You can just send over the call and the customer will already popped up on the person's tab, even on an internal transfer. Okay. This creates a workflow that will help save 15 to 20 seconds on every single inbound call, as well as when the call is coming in, you will have the entire call transcribed along with sentiment analysis occurring throughout the entire call. Okay, so that's automatically pushed into HawkSoft and looks something like this. Okay, so after the call is hung up, it would say an inbound call at extension 201 Chad answered a call from 941-451-0446. The call duration would be located directly inside of the note. And then, if Nova is enabled, the AI summary would be pushed directly into the person's HawkSoft policy and note insertion so that the person doesn't even need to make a manual note. Okay. This is where the time saver, the money saver actually comes into play. Okay. This will save 3 to 4 minutes on an individual call because they don't need to take a note. They don't need to look up the client's information so that everything is more streamlined for you in the business. Additionally, we also do have a two-way text integration with HawkSoft. So for current clients that don't have that currently enabled, or for ones that do, but just don't use it, you can text directly from our platform or from the mobile application in case you're out in the field, and it will flow into HawkSoft. And then if you text through HawkSoft and you're out in the field or outside of HawkSoft, it will still be inside of our texting platform so that you don't have to go review HawkSoft. Okay. Additionally, the call recording is also pushed directly into HawkSoft so that if we do need to go back for errors and omissions reasons, you can clearly access the individual call in question to basically help save your behind, for lack of a better term. Now, on to Lightspeed Solutions. So essentially what Lightspeed Solutions is a fully, kind of run and up-to-date managed service provider. Okay, so a lot of different managed service providers are kind of out there. We use the most advanced, kind of different programs out there, including Ninja One and Sentinel One, as well as Blackpoint, to basically create a 24/7, 365 day year protection plan. Okay, so not only does it do cybersecurity, like we were kind of discussing, as well as that next gen antivirus, you also will have the ability to train your team to make sure that phishing links aren't clicked on, to make sure that things that need to be removed are removed, as well as having an up-to-date password manager, the ability to utilize a VPN, phishing prevention, as we mentioned, as well as the ability to have backup and disaster recovery in case anything occurs inside of the office, which is huge. Okay, especially in 2025, most insurance agents aren't, kind of up to date with what they need to do in terms of the threats that are out there in 2025. And what I consider the managed service provider to be is like the insurance for insurance agencies, right? You don't need cybersecurity. You don't need antiviruses. You don't need phishing and scam preventions. You don't need VPNs until you actually do need them, right? Just like how insurance is. And everything could be handled kind of in one place. Okay, so kind of in conclusion for what we were doing here, HawkSoft is our best integration partner. They're the company that we integrate with more than pretty much anybody else in terms of that two-way integration, as well as, we're very similar companies, right? Lightspeed Voice and HawkSoft both have that white glove customer service, just like you guys do in the insurance field, because why would they shop at your insurance agency instead of a Geico or a Progressive? Is because they know who they're speaking to on the phone, and they know that they're going to get answers quickly and reliably and make sure that everything ends up occurring as well as they can. So inside of here, we do have a link to the HawkSoft integration that can also be viewed on our YouTube page. That's Lightspeed Voice inside of YouTube. It'll pull right up. And if there's any questions or if you want to get information on Nova or the Lightspeed Solutions, you can always call us, email us, or go directly to our lightspeedvoice.com page and chat with us, get someone on the phone, and make sure that we can get some questions answered for you. So, yeah, so thanks again for everybody that attended. I hope everybody found this knowledgeable. If you need anything, my email address can also be used. It's going to be CCOONEY at lightspeedvoice.com. So that's ccooney at lightspeedvoice.com, as well as the info at lightspeedvoice.com. And we'll be more than happy to help you out. So thanks again to everybody. And let us know if we can help.